she's the only NFT person I met IRL, dude. So I haven't really talked to anyone like. I mean, I've talked to a couple people like face to face, but mostly it's just Twitter shit and Discord, you know.
Right.
I'm talking to people.
I'm enjoying it. I'm getting to meet like a lot of people I wouldn't have met outside of like if I just like jumped into it. I've talked to Josh Ong. We got some big names coming up. We got Nate Alex is coming on for anybody who's watching. That's some alpha that happened in the last couple hours. Beanie at some point is going to hop on the show with, I don't know, within the next year, hopefully.
Hey, you got the 10,000th mint, huh?
Yeah, that was
out there trying to mint that shit. Were you waiting or what?
So the story about that's hilarious. Like I minted like 2 more, like at a FOMO, like around like 9,000. And then I was in LA. We had just gotten back from like a dinner and I was like dead. And I literally hit mint on 1, walked to the fridge, grabbed the beer, like took a shit, and then like walked back to my computer like an hour later. And my MetaMask was lower than it was. And I was like, what'd I buy? And it was just sitting in my wallet. And I was like, holy shit. I lost my mind. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So
Beanie said that
they had you just won it through, you just let the gas on normal. Just
no, I put the gas on low because I was like, I'm probably not going to win it. And I was like, I'm not going to win it probably because there's like 21 remaining showing on the site. And I was like, I don't want to lose. It was like $20. Like, I'd rather lose $5 than 20.
That's so funny.
And like, there were people that I got talked to. Like, I found that people who minted like 999.8, 999.7, 92 through 96. I talked to all of them and they're like, yeah, I put like 400 gas. I put like crazy gas. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I just got fucking lucky. Like it was great.
Thanks, dude. How many did you mint in total?
I have 13 right now, I think.
Damn, I only got 1.
So I'm in the top 100 holders for the project right now.
See, I think I might just not burn it or stake it.
Just keep it.
Keep the comic.
See, I
wish I had number 1 though, because then doing that would be the best thing. That'd be the
you'd be set for like you would be set. That's easy.
It's funny, dude. When he dropped that, I got it and it was super dope. I read through it and I was, it's like awesome, it's dope. And I remembered because I a long time ago shot a cover for Vic Mensa. I toured with him for a long time, this rapper, and we shot a cover for this project called There's a Lot Going On. And then like a year and a half after that, like 2016 maybe, one of his managers, Dave or somebody, was just like, dude, did you see this? And I was like, what? And they showed me a fucking, it's on my wall. It's just, it's this shit, bro. Marvel made a fucking, I think this thing's like kind of worthless. I don't really know anything about comics.
That's sick.
But the fact that they took my shit and made it's a Marvel #1 variant.
Oh, that's definitely worth something. That's 100%.
It was only like $20 or some shit on eBay, but just the fact that like I was just like kind of blown away that, I didn't even know that they did album cover variant like covers, and yeah, that shit is dope. So I had gotten that like right after I minted the Punks comic, I ordered that, and then I've just been thinking like, yeah, I might just keep the physical. But I don't know.
That is wild. So I guess you should give people a background on who you are and like what you do. Your story's really cool. Like you're 26, you've toured with some of the biggest names in rap. You've actually probably captured some of the most iconic photos in rap history as well, in my opinion. I'm a big fan of yours. I think that would be kind of cool to like hop into that and then, we can go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I just got into NFTs, honestly. I really just got into it. And so, yeah, like I don't know where to start. When I was younger, basically, I played Call of Duty. And I was playing Call of Duty, and then I was like going on the internet. I was like, 10 or 11 or whatever. And I'm like seeing people making, I'm like, whoa, they're putting this to music. This is crazy.
Right.
I mean, it's like, I was like, this is like, it was like pretty early on YouTube, like Grizz type, like old shit. I'm like, yo, like this.
And you're like talking about like the 360 no scopes, like
yeah,
edited,
I'm like, this is
like
dope as fuck. Just the fact
like
that
the
people are
craziest hints on there.
yeah, I'm like, just the fact that you can record your screen, like capture your screen too. Like, I mean, I'm young at the time, right? And again, it's funny you're my age. I think about it all the time. It's like when I was younger, when I was probably up to like maybe my teenage years or so, but like my childhood, like, I mean, the internet existed, but like now kids who are that age, like by the time they're that age, they are like they are like fully immersed. They have like hella skins on Fortnite, then they're 8. And at the time, I'm like, it's like dial-up internet. I'm trying to play. So I didn't really like, I was outside, So I just think that that's such an interesting generation, like to be, to have like kind of lived without it in a way and lived with it. And so, yeah, I fucking got into Call of Duty and kind of was like, oh, this is cool, and basically started to make like, I kind of just saw it as like, I'll take the clips and then however I feel, if I'm mad, maybe I'll use a rap, a fucking heavy metal song. Like I'm just gonna make, all types of vibes and learn how to edit. So I taught myself to learn how to edit basically like YouTube really. But if I wanted to, I'd watch a video and if I still do it to this day, I'll watch something and see something and then be like, oh, I'll just type how to do this. Like I already know the basics of it. And then that's the thing with a lot of programs, as I learn more of them too. And like, it's hard as a creative nowadays because it's like, I don't think I can't just do like one thing, there's so many aspects to it. And like, I don't know what the word or the role would be, but yeah, so I did the Call of Duty stuff and then I picked up a camera and
what kind of camera was it?
Like a Canon T2i, classic,
classic,
like classic DSLR, like Best Buy, like pretty good though, honestly. T2is are, I mean, that's a good camera.
It is.
And I mean, not maybe for today, but so I got this camera and just started like, honestly, pretty much just shooting like everything and shot a lot of longboard. I just, go longboard with friends, cut a video, teach myself again how to edit every single day. And then towards the end of high school, I started doing like music video stuff, or I'd go shoot a show once for free. And then I'd be like, I'll come shoot it again. But, I need like, $200, whatever.
Right.
I started making some money in high school. Not a lot though, just to get another camera. And then I was about to go to U of A because I grew up in Arizona. I was like, got accepted. I was picking my dorm. And then my sister's a year younger than me, and she was going to this like orientation, that was in Phoenix for some art school called Columbia College in Chicago. And I went on a whim, and then I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. Like, I'll just go. I want to go here. Like, why would I want to be in Tucson? I could be in Chicago. Like, Right. So I went, and then basically I kept doing the same thing I was doing in Phoenix, but I was like, I'm in Chicago now. There's actually like rappers here, There's no rappers in Arizona.
Right.
And I mean, there are a lot. Injury reserve, like there's a lot of like foul play. My homies.
Oh, true. Yeah.
There's stuff going on, but it's like, Chicago's, it's mecca for music. So I go out there and then just start linking with people, doing music videos, blah, blah, blah. We was going to school, and then 2 years in, I was just like, 2 years in, I took editing 1. That's the time I could take editing 1. And I got to the class and I was like, I can't do this, dude. This is like, I should be way past this. And if they don't give me the credits to do it, like this, how much this is worth for for what I feel like I could get out of like, what I was going to do which was go to my friend Cody, who was Vic's manager at the time, and tell them just to take me on tour.
Right.
So I did that, went on tour, and then like from there, yeah, dude, I don't know. So much stuff happened. I mean, I directed a bunch of different videos. That's my thing, is I've done a lot.
Like, what was the moment that you went like, oh, this got real? Like, Was it going on that tour, or was it like
No,
tour?
in high school a long time ago, like when I would shoot stuff, kids would like, kids in high school like giving you shit or whatever, but they'd be like, oh, you act like you shoot for like Drake or Kanye or some shit. And I'd be like, not really. Like I'm just shooting. I'm not acting any, like I'm just shooting things and posting them. That's all I'm doing.
Right. You're just
not saying anything about them. So
right.
for you to say that, I don't know. But the moment I was like, this shit is fucking crazy, is like a year and a half or 2 years in, we went to Phoenix. There was a show called Summer's End. Dude, it was Vic performed, Travis performed, Kanye performed, like it was the craziest lineup. It was like everyone big that you'd want to see perform.
That's crazy.
And so I shot that, and it was like 15 minutes away from where I grew up. It was like the road I'd used to, like the fucking, right off the highway.
Right.
And like I was like, bro,
you're like driving and you're like,
it's crazy. I could see my house.
Never thought you were going to be making that trip to that, like,
yeah, I could see my house from here. You know what I mean? Like right. We had these in Ahwatukee, where I'm from, we have these fucking like light like telephone towers that have red lights on them at night. And I remember shooting that and looking at those, and it's like, that's crazy. I could see those my whole life. That is when I was like, oh, this is different. Like,
right.
Because what I did was like people will be like, oh, manifest your dreams. Or if you believe in it, you can do it. And I was like, yeah. And it's true. It's actually really true. But instead, I think of it as like it happened. Like it is
you have a very like do it or die personality to me almost. Like you.
I think so. I mean, it's like if it doesn't happen, well.
Right. Like
shit, I mean, it's gonna happen though, because I'm not gonna. If it doesn't happen now, it's like I'm not gonna stop trying.
Right.
For these things, But I do realize that like I'm a person who will say stuff, and so now I feel like though, since I've been especially in NFTs, like if I said something, I pretty much done it, So, and there are times before where I'd be like, even to myself, I'd be like, I'm gonna do that. That's a bad habit to get into. To be like, I'm gonna do this thing and then not do it. So I've really been about that. Is like, if I say I'm gonna do something, to do that shit and make it happen.
Right.
So regardless of how long it takes, if I tell people that I'm gonna do it, if it's something that's within me, whatever. But yeah, that was the time where I was like, yeah, this is crazy. Like this is like.
You're thinking back to the kids in high school, and you're like, yeah, I do shoot from them now. Like,
well, because it's not even that. It's just like you have to put yourself and exist in a universe, like I think of alternate universes. Like, what if you just think of another universe where it happened?
Right.
There is one. You just put yourself there. You just have to believe in it. Whether it's in the future, past, or not past. The present or the future. I feel like if you believe in it and like you execute and you're prepared, then 100%. you can do a lot of things. So
100%.
Yeah. So I did a lot of stuff touring, and then kind of a lot of stuff too I've done is like a lot of music video work and like editing work and stuff.
Right.
So like I don't know if you know Lucky, he's on Empire now. He's like kind of underground, but I don't know if he's underground necessarily. I did a lot of videos for him, and that's like a lot of my best work, honestly. And then I worked at an agency for a couple of years, but that wasn't. It's not really my thing. And then the crazy part about all this is that Corona happened. And
yeah, so I had friends who were in like Cali, and they used to shoot like concerts and everything. And they were like, I don't have anything to do now. Like,
yeah, bro. I was living in Chicago. I was working, I don't know what happened with it. My full-time job turned into like a freelance basically. And so I had work, but it was like not like as much as I needed it. And so then Corona was looming, and I was like, dude, I got to get the fuck out of here. Like I don't know how long this thing can last. I can't sit in my like apartment in Chicago that I can't really afford with my dog for like a year, So right. I moved to Denver because my mom stays out here. And then basically kind of had this, like I did some more freelance video stuff, like last summer. And then I was just like, I started working at a grocery store, and like waking up dumb early, like working like even if they weren't long out, I'm like, dude, this is like, I mean, I'm coming from like like not even like glitz and glamour or whatever or anything, but it's like I'm actually like doing stuff all the time that I like to do. I'm in my environment. It's not even a job. I'm just like people are like, we know you're good at this, and you know, like this is what I do. I'm editing. You know, I'm working.
And you were doing what you love, like 24/7. It
like,
wasn't
oh
like,
my god, I'm totally like these like it's people I can't relate to, knowing my age. Like I'm like, oh shit. So but then I had this like realization at the same time that like all the people that I was getting hit up to do video, like the video stuff I was getting was like peanuts. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing anything for 500. Like I'm not doing stuff for nothing anymore. That's like so stupid. Like it's just a cycle. And I'm worth so much more, you know? So I just was like, I'd rather do, even if it was one thing, I'd rather do one thing in a year instead of like 10, you know, like I'd rather do one thing for 100 grand than 10 for like 1,000 or whatever, you know, all these gig, little tiny, And so then I was just thinking like that. And I was like, if that means though that I don't have to, if that means that I don't do anything and I just, whatever I make, when I make it, is it just like for whatever, is just to just create, then like I'll do that. And so yeah, I basically didn't do, I was like making just like what, like make a Call of Duty edit again or some shit. You know what I mean? Or like something, I'll, you know, make a video game edit, or I'll mess around with like analog and glitch stuff and like just make stuff for me. And then yeah, so then I started seeing more about NFTs in like February. And I remember
what was the first NFT you bought?
I bought
that's always such an interesting question, because I've talked to like,
dude, let me look,
who own a lot, and they're like,
I don't know, like there's like some that I
got into.
Some of the early stuff though, I'm like, yeah, I don't even really count that, because I was just trying to learn how to like, I was like, I got some shit because I was just trying to learn how to fucking, I was like, what is this? What is OpenSea? I'm like looking at it like a grandma. So, and I'm like, I'm good with the computer. Let me see though, because there was some early stuff that I got that I was like, I actually got something. It was called a Biomes, I think. It was really cool, man. It was like, might have been generative, and it was just this cool pattern of these squares. And I had randomly listed it like a month and a half ago for like 0.3 ETH, and someone just bought it yesterday. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, I didn't even, I went to that collections like page, and there was like, I mean, there were like not that many. It wasn't like it got, you know, this sudden boost really. So, but it was a cool piece. I wish I still had that one. I have some X copy stuff. I got an X copy like Afterburn.
You got Afterburn?
Yeah, I got one of those, and I got his NFT. What's the NFT boxes? I got the
Pranksies.
Yeah, I got the like rainbow one though.
The rainbow, yeah. You got the Saintless Waves.
Yeah, waves. I got. What do I have on my Nifty? I have a piece from Futura too. He had a Nifty drop, but I think that's the very interesting thing about this space. I've seen some people talk about this, but like artists like Futura, like, dude, that's a big street artist. Like that's a huge, in my opinion, a legend too. Like I want Futura, Nikes, like, right. Like that's like, I mean, I don't know how into like, I don't know if I'd even consider that hype culture. It's like street culture though.
That's 100% street culture.
For me, it's just like culture. That's just like entirely what I'm like, I don't know, that's just what I'm into, you know? So I saw that drop, and then it was so cheap, and I don't know why people didn't get it personally, but maybe it's nifty. I don't know, but yeah, I had one of those. Oh, I got all these things called Spiro NFTs, which are like these generative circles, which are dope. And actually, the first one on my, the first piece on my OpenSea, this is the first one I bought. It's actually amazing. It's from Save the Date. You can buy dates. And I bought January 6th.
Jerry's. I'm gonna pull it up on stream for people.
I bought the day the Capitol was stormed by the U.S. citizens.
Oh my God.
But save the date. I don't know. Like, I mean, it has a decent collection history. It's 75 owners, 28 ETH traded total, which is not small. But that was the first one I got.
You do some cool stuff. ENS.
Dude, I got hella ENS names. And then did you see my tweets last week?
Which ones? There's so many tweets that I have to keep up with.
So I was just going on ENS to see, like just looking around. And I looked up Jake.eth again and it was taken. Then I looked up Jake Osmun.eth and it was taken. And I was like, what? And so,
who bought it?
So I only started in February. So at the time when I got in, I wasn't like that. Actually, what I did do though was go to like every website instantly and get Jake. Like pretty much Nifty. I think my backs, like everything's pretty much Jake. I think for them, not all of them obviously, but a lot of the newer ones that are new, yeah. But I wasn't thinking of ENS domains because I didn't know at the time. And then I found out about them, bought a couple different ones, but I didn't think about getting my whole name because I was just like, I don't really want but I didn't think about it in terms of like, I didn't think someone else would buy it. I didn't think I was going to get a CryptoPunk though.
Right.
Like, I didn't think that was going to happen, like I didn't necessarily think that I wasn't going to sell stuff either, but I didn't expect it to be like as like good as it's been going, I guess,
You've had some big sales.
Yeah, dude, I only have like 2 left right now. I only have like 2 pieces left. It's like I can't really make them fast enough. I know that sounds bad. That kind of sounds like stupid, but and they don't sell out, but it does take me a while to make some stuff. And as I sell stuff and I'm working on pieces, it just makes me, I'll just want to add more to it,
Right.
Like, I love a static image, but I've done so much video stuff. So I'm just trying to do more and more with each of them, But yeah, I didn't expect that. So when I got in here in February, I didn't go jakeosmun.eth and buy it. Right. And that was around when they got it. And so I posted like, hey, then I found out the person who has jake.eth has jakeosmun.eth. And so I said, okay, well, I thought someone was purposely squatting both names, but what happened was some kids had gotten it and I don't really know, like, they felt bad. So I was like, dude, you guys like, I'm not mad about this really. Like it's ENS domains. Nothing was sent to a burnout us or whatever. So they're always claimable once they expire, like if they don't claim it, I can claim it. So it's like, I don't really care, but they got it and they were like transferring it to each other or some shit. And then when I posted it, they meant to transfer it to me, like, and not say anything. And they transferred it to jake.eth, but I don't own jake.eth.
So now
I own Jake. Like I had jake.eth in my thing, but it was Jake with the ether sign. You know what I mean? Like I bought Jake with the ETH. It's a Greek E.
Right.
And so they sent it though to Jake, just normal jake.eth. And I was like, oh. So I can, what is it? I'm not the registrant, but they let me control it, but that doesn't mean anything. It's stupid. Why would I control an address that someone else would just be
right?
That's like,
it's not the same. It's not the same.
So yeah, ENS domains are fun though. I think there's a lot of utility in them too, in terms of like just building other projects on top of them. Like I bought OX Burn and I'm just going to make an address, like a different wallet, maybe that I don't control or some shit, like a different burn address,
Right.
I'm going to do something with it. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of cool, like, and it's fun to play with names, dude. And they're cheap if you think of long ones. So
I think ENS right now is the most overlooked and underrated NFT project right now. Like, because
probably, but they also, like, I agree with that in some sense, but also like I don't really think that they're meant in terms of secondary or whatever. Like I kind of think you'd be kind of stupid to buy one secondary. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because they're like if they're always renewable. They're not meant for in terms of like, okay, in terms of us being like, oh, all right, people have been talking about like curated art block floor and how it's gone from like 0.4 like 0.8 and shit, right? or in squiggles particularly, but it's like, it's ENS is not the same as that. It's only its values, it only lies in terms of like what you,
it's a utility.
yeah. So if you you could come up with a great one as long as hell and it might be super cheap, but if you have something built out for it, like that's the most valuable asset for it. So at the end of the day, it's really still your idea, but the stuff you can do with ENS domains are crazy.
Yeah.
Like I have an ENS domain right now that's linked to an IPFS of a HTML site I built out, and which I just think is super dope. You can make a whole website and link.
And I don't think people realize that. Like,
make a whole decentralized website and go buy an NFT on there right now. Like, and it's all decentralized, you know?
And they have so much coming. I mean, I've chatted with them a little bit. Like, there's so much more that they have planned to build it out. And I don't know, the whole discussion between like, do you buy it?
I just think about this too. Wait, how many viewers are watching? How many people are watching?
How many people are watching? I don't know, actually.
I want people to hear this. I want people to know. Imagine buying a yacht for like 6 figures. Do you remember that?
That was like there was like
$400,000
yachts.
Yeah, yes. Looking back, one was the top. The yachts, dude. The yachts were the fucking top, probably. That's the craziest. I never will get over that in my life. I was shocked. I was shocked. I was literally blown away. And not to hate on them at all, but they're just they're emoji link trees, you know? But I have heard that developers of it had some I don't know, I don't know a lot, but I think that maybe they were behind something else, and they had further utility, which would be cool because I do have some, but they were so cheap and fun, but I just can't imagine paying more than I paid nothing for them. No. I paid like $10 for the ones I have,
Right.
I can't imagine paying for when you can get an ENS domain.
Yeah.
For you couldn't even, if you came up with a 3-letter word, you couldn't even, I don't think you couldn't, register for hundreds of years for that amount of money. It's insane. It's crazy.
But I think the other thing is ENS has 4 times as many integrations. Like that alone makes me say all right, well, I can use it with OpenSea, I can use it with Nifty, I can use it with so many different places.
And the subdomains too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Everywhere you can point it to, you can just use it as your address entirely. I think they're definitely, super valuable asset, I'm pissed that my names got taken, dude. I'm pissed. So I'm not to it. They felt bad, and I was like, you guys don't have to feel bad. When I first saw it, I was like, dude, this looks insane. It looks like someone's trying to fuck with me.
Right.
I didn't know that I thought someone purposely had both of them, So
unbelievable.
But dude,
so I just pulled up the rebirth and your transcendence piece.
Yeah.
Are those your actual last 2 pieces for sale right now?
Yeah, those are the only ones right now. And the next one I have, well, it doesn't really count though. I'm minting another piece on I haven't really said anything about this anywhere. I've tweeted about it, but now we're farther along, so I could say stuff, I think. So I got commissioned by Beats DAO to do a piece probably 2.5 months ago now, and I've been working on it, and then I dropped my smart contract with Manifold, and I was like, okay, well now since I have this now, I can't mint anything anywhere else. I have to drop it on my own smart contract.
Right.
So we're making an extension to the contract, basically. It's only for Beats DAO. It's a Beats, Beats Jake contract.
Okay.
And what the contract will do is it will basically, the first idea I had when I came up with the piece a couple of months ago was that there's an old piece called the Erased de Kooning drawing. And it's an old famous drawing by this artist, de Kooning, that's just erased. And so it's blank and it's just an erased picture. And I was like, wait, that'd be really cool if I could do something like that with like generative art, make a piece and have it do that over time. So maybe, you have it up in your gallery and maybe one day there's a showing and, the next week you go in your little metaverse and I'm like, dude, what? My shit is all melted. So I had this idea where it's gonna melt over like a period of time and then unmelt. And so it's just always gonna be changing basically.
I love that.
So yeah, we messed with the smart contract to do that. And then I've just been like kind of building on top of it. At first, it was just gonna be images each day, like screenshot. It would be basically frames of a video. But I was like, that's stupid because you can't even tell really. Like that's not really that interactive, you know? Like the change between the frame 1 day and 2, change between frame 1 and 2 is not that drastic where you'd notice it, where it would be the right effect. So I've just been adding more things, and yeah, so we're about to put that out. But yeah, those are the only 2 right now. I might take the one on Foundation down too, because it's not on my own token. So the only reason I'm getting it's up there really is just because like I put it up there and I haven't taken it down yet, honestly. I think it could sell, and I think it's a low price too, because like that's the thing with me, and all the photo work is like, that's why I'm branching and just like I'm putting out, I mean, the degenerative fuck stuff that I'm working on. Like there's like also really, I haven't put out any of my video shit, which is arguably like my best shit. So yeah, there's like a lot of shit that I still haven't even done and want to do or have ready, or like the big project I'm really trying to do over time is like take all my photo archive and then run it through a computer and teach, you know, like just GAN artwork, generative artwork, but like teach a computer how to make similar images and similar styles that I've shot, but with a database of all my archive, and then, you know, being able to generate unique images each time when someone would mint something. But it be like, I'd want it to be, I was thinking, oh, maybe 10,000, but I just want it to be able to mint as many as fucking possible, unique ones.
That's what like Solos did.
Yeah, like just like, because then it would take I don't feel comfortable really selling my photo work. Like I really don't. There's some that I can't really like when I did the Kanye one, even that, thinking back, I'm like, trading for a punk was great. It was epic, legendary, good thing to do. Got me a punk, and I could not, like, it's unbelievable, honestly.
Right.
But even still, like, I look at that photo and I'm like, dude, that photo is fucking like, it's priceless in my opinion. There's other photos I've taken that are priceless, and they're of people. And so I don't really like to do that either. I don't really like, it's not that I don't agree with it, but like, it's really hard for me to shill a photo of somebody.
Right.
You know? Like, even though I took it, I don't feel comfortable shilling a photo of somebody else, you know?
Right.
Just because I don't know. I mean, Jonathan Magnon, I think his name is. He shot a bunch of Jay-Z covers and he's a legendary photographer. He's been selling prints of, you know, of artists for years, and Jay-Z just sued him for like everything, bro, for millions of dollars for using his likeness, you know? So it's not that I'm afraid that'll happen. I'd actually, in some respects, encourage it, because I think it would like bring up a conversation about IP and whatnot. And I know it's been happening. So, and it's happened before, but yeah, I mean, yeah, those are the only 2. So, yeah.
So was the photo you traded for the punk, was that the one on Foundation that's called Yay?
Yeah, that was the one I traded.
Yeah, that is wild. That was,
that show, this is how that photo happened. I was with Vic Mensa at the time, and we were like in New York for, I think, another show or something. And we obviously knew Saint Pablo was like that week. So we were all stressing, man. We were like, fuck, I hope we can get in, you know, like we know they're going. Like it was me, Cody, Vic, my friend Nick, I believe, was with me, and then Dave. But Nick and I at the time were like lowest of the totem pole. We're like, bro, like we might not even be able to go.
Right.
You know, like fuck, like that would suck. We end up finagling passes, sneaking them back and forth and getting in, and it was fucking crazy. The backstage of that show was like wild, but the show was crazy. Like being just the whole experience of that show was really wild and so much fun. Like I wasn't there to shoot the show. I brought I don't have it. It's literally like smaller than my phone. It's like this, the camera's like this big. It's a little point and shoot, and I had it in my pocket. And I was just shooting photos throughout the night, shooting photos. Like I was purposely getting good photos. I was taking photos, and then a song would come on and I'd be like, oh, this is my shit. I'm gonna listen to the song and then shoot photos next song. And so kept happening. And the whole show, I was like, dude, he's totally gonna lean down. Like he hadn't really come that close to the edge of the stage though, you know, but I'm like, he's got to at some point. Like it's just, he has to. The way this is set up, he has to. And again, it wasn't happening. And then it took a couple more and the camera died. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm sitting in the back watching like one of the last songs. And then I see him start to creep over the edge of it. And then I just start walking. I start jogging up. And then I get pretty close to where all the people are like real packed in, take out the camera, turn it on. I think I had like I got like 2 or 3 shots, like real quick, and it died. And then I was just like, fuck it. If I hope
you took the photos, you had no idea what they
I knew, like I've taken so many photos, like I know, like, and especially then, like, I mean, I think people who've shot live photos, like once you got your setup, you know, your stuff, and you know your focal lengths and everything, and like focus, like, and that camera specifically, I had it for the reason that it's like, it was on everything I needed. I knew all I had to do was click the button and aim it where I wanted to.
So you weren't like, shit, I don't know if I got it. You were like, I got it.
I was like, I got that bitch. And that shit died. And I was like, it's all good though. I'm good. I literally know I got it. Because I saw him reach down and I snapped too. And then my only worry was that it didn't save, that the camera, like maybe somehow the camera, you know, it turned off and saved it right to the memory card. But yeah, that was like how that happened. And then that was probably the best one. But that one I posted, that one I minted, dude, is just like, I just went on my phone and found one. To be honest with you, I just found that pretty much when I minted it. I have so many photos from that show that I mean, I've seen that photo before, you know, seen pretty much all of them, but I don't look at them all the time. There's like so many, because I went to Chicago too. I went to shoot, we went to the Chicago show. I did the same thing and just brought the camera in my pocket and took like 300 photos or something.
Wow.
But there's probably like realistically, like, you know, that's the thing. It's funny in digital art. It's funny, and digital photography compared to film is funny too, because like when I was younger shooting like digitals and shit, I would just, but people have a point when it's like, you know, like film is cool because you only have a certain amount. And I think that's like stuff like that. I don't think it's a cycle necessarily. I think in technology, like, you know, analog shit will come back. Yeah. But like, stuff, I don't know if people ever want to stop shooting film because of that. You know, it makes everything, it's like playing Call of Duty with or without aimbot, or with or without wall hacks or something. Like you could like,
that's good. That's actually a good
analogy.
Go
to a shell and it's going like this.
Analogy, actually.
That is I'm not gonna lie, it's a banger.
It's a banger.
That's a good one. But dude, you'll go to shows and see kids like, I'm like, bro, of course you got it. You got it. You got the shot. I mean, you're good. Yeah. But what fun is that? You didn't even have any fun. There's no reward. You didn't like, you know, it's like, you just stripped it of all of its essence, of the whole point of the reason why you go and do it, or you shoot a photo of something.
Right. I call it green box syndrome. Anybody with a Canon flips it to the green box and like, I'm a photographer now. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a good photo, but you don't get that same, like, I don't know if it's emotional, like, connection, but like, it's not the same. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Right? Like,
I mean, I'm probably guilty of it too, but I'm guilty of it in the sense where like, dude, like I'll shoot stuff like that, but I'll do that with like some super off, like, usually when I shoot stuff now, I haven't shot anything in a while, but my arsenal of cameras is like different, dude. Like I have some weird shit because
what do you have? I mean,
I have a Blackmagic 6K, but then I have like a Sony VX1000. I've got a Panasonic, like I don't even know the names of them. They're just VHS. They're like multiple high 8 VHS, like just random analog cameras, Super 8 camera. I have a fucking Barbie doll that's a camera that shoots like 2 megapixel videos.
Barbie doll that's a camera.
Yeah. Like just random shit to fucking to texture videos, you know? Like all types of shit. Like I'd shoot videos before on like Blackberries and shit. Like, wow. So I like, the flip side is like sometimes I'll do that same type of like you know, like data, like you're just like shooting everything, you know, but I don't know, I think it's cooler that way, you know. with like off-brand shit like that. Like I'll shoot it. I'll just put a VHS on and like just let it run, just to document.
That's sick. That is so sick.
But yeah, man, I think the NFT photography space is dope too. It's crazy how you were saying Justin was gonna be on here.
So like
that's my boy.
You and Justin are like the two that I know of that are like very prominent. If I were to like bring up you or Justin to anybody, usually in this space, they're gonna be like, yeah, I've seen their work. I know who he is. Like, I like what he does. I mean, do you think photography gets like totally like the cold shoulder in the space right now? Like, it's not. I don't think it gets as much love.
It's hard to tell now because that Cactus dude bids on every photo piece on Foundation. I don't know if you've seen that. I follow this collector. His name's Cactus, and he's just like, dude, he is bidding on every photographer stuff on there.
Has he bid on any of your pieces?
No, he hasn't. But at first I would say, yeah, it got pretty slept on. But I do see a lot of pieces now, like photo pieces getting sold. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I've seen more than I would before. But I think that maybe in general, like, it might be like, I might think of that as like a market correcting itself in a way, like an art market. Like, dude, people, when the NFT thing was popping right away and I was in it, like, dude, people were buying, like, how many 3D renders of astronauts sold that weren't JB, I forget his name, MB, that were some dude just made it, and you could, like, some random guy who doesn't even make NFTs probably now anymore, who's like just made $200 and left.
Yeah.
Like, I think it corrected itself probably over time. I think art is subjective, dude. Like, it's with anything. I think even now we're getting, gets brought up, this talk of art. It's so subjective. So, I mean, I see like a bubble, like a burst like that. Like, obviously that's going to correct itself over time. Same thing with avatars, dude. I think the same thing now. I think that like people are talking about how it's going to burst. And I think that that's a possibility if there continue to be like this, like you saw the bananas or whatever, right? It's like,
yeah, I saw the bananas
like that, like, that type of stuff is like over time, dude. I don't know. Like, I'm not a hater or like trying to be a boomer or some shit either, because the pickles are like, and now I get the pickles with the Doge shit. Like, it's just the same, it's just what it is.
I think the pickles are a little different from everything in that it's like, yeah, it is like the Doge. It's like the anti-project of like.
We'll see what happens though when they get minted too, because I think that's going to be an interesting thing. And I think Cole will probably do some cool shit too. I think if they do the slightest cool shit, it's cool. Like, if you do the slightest thing that people don't expect, you're good. You can then like rug it, whatever it's called, like just do some type of cool thing, and I think people will be cool with that. But if it turns into a long-term thing too, that'd be even better.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be real cool to do something like that and then disguise it as like a bigger project every time, where you're like, these aren't pickles. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing. And so we built 10,000 avatars now, right? Yeah. Who knows? I don't know, dude. You can do shit like that though. Like,
I think that's like the cool thing about the space is that happens so often where, it doesn't happen so often, but it happens enough that if you find the right creator who is like, they got a rough rap or like they're not being appreciated, they can go ahead and make so much value and like such a cool thing just because they're creative. And I don't know, I'm enjoying seeing that like journey from, hey, here's an idea, and then seeing it transition over time to that end, creation.
Yeah, dude. Really cool. Yeah, dude, it's dope. We're talking like the degenerate fucks thing has been like, dude, I literally tweeted that probably a week ago. Like, just, I was like, oh, that'd be a cool name, I was like, that'd be a great name.
Is that a project?
Yeah, I'm working on. I'm gonna like probably separate myself from it, kind of though. I'll probably just do the art, and then maybe like, I don't know. I'm not really trying to like I want to be like, I came up with it and shit, but I'll probably end up passing it off, or like being a smaller role in it somehow.
Right.
But it's gonna be an avatar project of some kind. But I have a ton of ideas for it. Like, I was talking to my friend Adam, his Twitter is Infernal Toast, he made OX Bitcoin, which is like the first mineable token, I guess, on like Ethereum or contracted mineable token. I don't know, dude. I'm probably butchering it. He might be pissed, but it's basically like a Bitcoin wrapped into into Ethereum. Basically, it's the same protocols as Bitcoin. Like I had posted it earlier. You can check it out. But he's a wizard programmer, dude. Wizard. And we were just talking on the phone right before this, and we were talking about. I was like, how can we, like how cool would it be if I could go on Larva Labs right now and log into my MetaMask and go to my Punk, and within a very limited certain parameters of my Punk's existing traits, right? And like tree or whatever, I could maybe change my hat to like purple or to red, right? Like,
interesting.
What if you could do that, but it's still like governed, or governed. It's still got rules where it's like, okay, but still at the end of the day, there's only, 5 purple or 5 red hats.
Right.
Like no one else someone who has maybe, someone who doesn't have a hat can't just like now have a hat, right? That would change the whole fucking thing, and it would make the values of them like whatever, in my opinion. But so we were talking about that, and he told me about this website called Degen Score, where you can go on and you can
that's so bad.
Your degenerate, like I had a low one. It said, plus 20, you're a sushi swap connoisseur or some shit. But like, if you were in a rug or some shit, it'll be like, oh, you're a degen, like way higher on the chart. So we were just talking about what if we make degen, like, okay, you log on, it's like, let's see how much of a degenerate fuck you are though. And then like based on how much of a degenerate fuck you are depends on, like those factors will depend on what you mint,
Right.
Like maybe, so if you have like over, if you have an ape, then like something in your shit is gonna like something in your shit is
that's cool. That's
that only ape owners will have. Or if you have like, I don't know to the extent we could do it, but even if you put in like bare perimeters like that, right? Maybe if you have like over 5 apes, like then you have this chance of getting more of a rare, degenerate fuck or something. So like we were talking about that, and I got like just shit like that. So there's gonna be, I definitely want there to be some type of utility or like just like extra, like things to do with it that's like different. It feels like this would basically be like, oh, if you're an active member in the community already, we're going to reward you without being an active community, like without being an active member in my community necessarily, right? I could put a contract of whatever. Like I could say, okay, if they have, this in their contract, they get this. And that doesn't have anything to do with me. It's more of just like a gift of, just give it like, just like recognizing people in the community. Because if you get a degenerate score and it's like, based on whatever system I come up with, that I probably wouldn't even say. You would just find out when you mint it, because it's the point of it, But like, dude, if you have a degenerate score it's like high, or you collected these artists, then you could get a, like some mashup or, some crazy different one. So like shit like that, I'm really excited about doing. So I'm excited about building that. And then ultimately though, I also see like just blockchain in general. I think about it sometimes. The more I learn about it, I'm like, dude, it is kind of silly that we're just sitting here buying art. Like, to be honest with you, there's a lot of things.
I did not think I was going to be doing that like a year ago.
There's so much you could do too with blockchain technology over time to like uplift a community or individuals or people or whatever, however it is, outside of just artwork, like. So I want to, at least for the degenerate fuck stuff, I'm gonna set up probably, I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. I need to talk to some people, but I want it to be like a ungoverned or something, like just a multi-sig wallet maybe.
Right.
That the first one I want to do is my old high school and just like buy them like hella shit. Take out like, I don't know, like X, we'll decide. I have to come up with how many and how much right now. And that all depends on, again, like, like I have to hand draw a lot of it. We're gonna do generative stuff, but like just the process of it. So, but I want to take a piece of it and like do that basically, like go to like, I'll start with my high school, but then from there it's like whatever, maybe there'll be grants or people, like even just members of the community who are like, oh, we could do my high school. Like, dude, even, you think of like even 10 grand, you could take 10 grand and buy like a ridiculous amount of stuff to get a school, like, a school that might not have art supplies or whatever it is, or a camera, like, what it could be based on the school too, so that's something I really want to do though, is I think kind of like democratize art. I don't know if that's like already a thing, but like Keith Haring's a big inspiration of mine. And I think that it's even more so now with, you see so many collectors talking about scarcity and everything. And I do feel that and abide by it in some sense, but also like, if I wanted to, I could do anything I want and I don't care. Like, whatever, dude. Like, that's the point. The point isn't to just put out a one of one. Yeah, I don't care. And I mean, I do care, but also like, like it's like, I care to the extent that I care, not other people, what other people put on me and shit. And I had went to this Keith Haring thing and just saw how he like, just like crazy stuff, man. He's just a really like good dude, like taught kids how to draw, do murals with kids, and like, just stuff like that is like stuff that I think if I was younger and like someone even put a camera in my hand earlier or something and, guided me in that way, like you can imagine, I think that like, it could do, art for kids of any age, I think is unbelievable. So that's a big goal of mine too, though, is I want to like do things with this, like if it
impact besides just like making money, it sounds like.
Besides just like, I need to get myself right too, but yeah, like besides, there's a lot of stuff you could do with blockchain, I feel like, and especially secondary sales over time, like a wallet that only goes to like completely getting a school all arts iPads, like just for art, just for the art section, just like a creative like toolkit basically, right? And it's just, this will be secondary sales, whatever, just be a portion of it that'll be cut off for it, just like in perpetuity, which is like, which is dope. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm trying to build a bunch of stuff, but lately I've been drawing those basically every day.
You're just drawing. What has it been like though to like work with Richard at Manifold? Like have they been like,
it's been, I've been working too a lot with my homie Young Weekend. We like, him and I put out some of those pieces on him and I made a smart contract, put it out before we had the Manifold one. And then I was like, oh, well, you deployed it though still. Like he deployed it and transferred it to me. I was like, I still didn't deploy it though, technically. Like there's just cracks.
Not your
contract. Yeah, there's still cracks in it, like I was just thinking like, okay, like Beanie and all them, like they're dope, I fuck with them. I don't have beef with anything. It's like literally half the time I'm like, if it's not a serious post and you can't actually tell what I'm saying, then I'm probably just trolling. Like I don't care. So but they have, I think a lot of those punks, dude, like when I first started following Punk 4156 and all these people, I was like mind blown, dude. I was like, yeah, this is crazy. Like these dudes are anonymous too, and they're rich, they're successful, whether it's with this or not, right? But I'm reading all these takes, I'm like reading all this stuff that I wouldn't have thought about before. Or like, I like 4156 though, because I really resonate with a lot of that stuff and don't really know how to word it. Like, dude, I've been making like people talk about IP art and stuff sometimes, and I think it is kind of funny. I do abide by it and I get it, but also like, dude, there's been so many like photos on Tumblr that I have, like taken and then changed their shirt and put a different shirt, like internet shit, not my shirt, just a shirt to be like, oh, this person's wearing this shirt, but they're not. But it's real, just to like meta shit, just fucking with people. Like people will never know, maybe. You have no idea, just internet. But I like his tweets in particular because he really like takes like culturally, like ideas of like culturally, socially, ideas of art and like game theory too, and talk about like drops or like blockchain and shit. And so yeah, following a lot of them has been crazy. But when they all were talking about the contracts a month ago, I really started getting into it because they all were saying different things, and I realized at the end of the day that no offense, but like none of them really know what they're talking about. Not really, but it's just all different lines of code.
Right.
Like it's to be like, oh, a 721 and a 7, like this, there are inherent differences in it, but like people were just posting whatever they thought the differences were. When you can just go like, there's like information on all of this. Just like you can read on all these things, what they are.
I think 721s though are
like, oh, definitely. Like I don't mean they don't know what they're talking about in terms of they're wrong. Like they definitely do, but I'm saying like I mean they don't know what they're talking about in terms I don't either. Like we're out here talking about stuff that realistically we don't know, right? So like just
okay, I get what you're
people.
Yeah.
We have to tell them, we have to be like, just go on erc721.org and read it, like, and see what it is. But he makes, I mean, Beanie, all of them make points about this, like your own contract. It makes no sense to me why you wouldn't now.
Right.
Like I know I'm biased and have my own, but also before Richard and I sat down and Young Weekend, because then after Weekend and I made that contract, we start talking to Richard, and then Richard.
Did you approach him or he approached you?
I don't know, dude. I think it was kind of like, I think we made, like, Weekend and I deployed ours, but then all of us, I think, kind of started intermingling talking. I think Richard might have like saw what Young Weekend did, and then Richard and I had talked because I was like, definitely want to know more about Manifold. Like he had sent me I think he sent me the Medium article when he saw us put ours out. I was like, oh dude, like I would love to do this shit. When I started doing that shit with them though, dude, the stuff that they're building, to be honest with you, their whole team, the stuff that Weekend built for them too, because he's been doing stuff with them, is crazy, dude. Like I was like blown away by just like the fact that it's an open source contract. You can read the whole contract. You own the contract. It's your contract. But it's also that it's a Manifold contract though too, right? It's not just like, you didn't just copy and paste an Open Zeppelin 721.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that either though. That's okay too. But like, I hope that my hope, and I think their hope probably, is that they'll be able to build out that for anyone to use, because it was just ridiculously easy and super cool. And then since then, like,
interesting.
Yeah, like the melt thing I was telling you about, the Beats DAO thing, like that, we're building an extension on top of a contract already. So it's like I went to them and was like, hey, I just want to do these things. Like I want to have the art do this. How do we do that? Because I don't know how to do it. Like,
so there's the base contract that Manifold has that's like that open source, and then you said, hey, I want to do
creator contract.
And you're building that on top of the base.
Yeah, or I guess probably underneath it more so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Jake, and then it'd probably come from there and just stem like different things from there. But Degenerate Fucks though is going to be like a whole different contract though, hopefully still a Manifold one, I hope.
Have you looked at because we're getting to the point now where a lot of the OGs are starting to creep into like, I don't know if they're competing for like market share. It'll happen at some point, but you have like NFT 42 with Jimmy and Nate Alex.
It'll definitely be a thing. Like, I don't know what'll happen. I think it's so crazy. There's so many layers to it now, because now there's all these like, people who are making contracts, and now they want artists. Like, obviously you want an artist to use it, right? Obviously you want artists to be like, oh, I'm on Manifold. Like I have a Manifold contract, or I'm on this, I have this, or I made it myself.
Right.
Like whatever it is. But I think that, not to be like, this is the other thing here that people were really getting stuck up about over these contracts. People are like, oh, people don't like have the means to do that. But the thing is, like, okay, think about it like this. If you go on Foundation and sell a piece for 1 ETH, they're going to take out 20%. They're going to take out point whatever, say it's 0.1 ETH. You could have just deployed your own contract for 0.1 ETH,
right,
up front, and then put your piece at 1 ETH and not gotten you would have just gotten 1 ETH or whatever. It's gonna get like, the way that mine works is like, I mean, it's a 721 where it's like, it's not lazy minted either, right? It's already minted. Like I minted it, so it's up, and it's not lazy minted for someone to go mint themselves. It's up to, it's like already done. So I saw people saying that, but it's just like, well, then again, I wasn't that educated. I'm still not all the way there, like fully know everything. So then I go, okay, well, let's do some Googles. Like, why would I want this? Why would I, like, what are the benefits of me having a contract other than just what people on Twitter are saying about it?
Did you know anything about Solidity coding before you got into
No, but I haven't really done any, like, right now. Like, I can't take any credit for that, but I've been
But
like,
it's impressive though. Like there's a lot of people that don't know and they think that they have to know, but you've kind of like gone out and said like I'll find somebody and like
yeah,
learn.
but I'm
and
also lucky
understand
that I have a punk too, because I have a punk, and that lets like people, like, I think that is a thing definitely in the space, and it's, you can't, like, Richard has a punk, we're two punk dudes, but that's how I see crypto punks though too, in that way. I think it's how people see apes though. It's like, dude, I'll totally help someone else because there's only room to, like, it's only gonna, like, elevate each, like, party,
Right.
like, whether it's open source, whether you're sharing a contract or not. Like, the fact that the second token I put on the contract sold like 8 hours after I listed it and it's on Manifold, like, that is success. We are success. We have one sale, like, the contract is working. You know what I mean? Like, people are using it. Like, that's the point of it, is to get it out there. And now for me, like, that's the other thing I think about Manifold that's dope, is like, I think I'm a little different because I'm like, I don't, it can be bad to want to be like for me to be like, oh, like, code, like, I should definitely learn how to code, but a lot of artists want to do everything. And me, I just want to know. I don't necessarily want to know maybe how to code the whole thing, but I just want to know, like, more about it, because I think, like, like, even lately I'll be like on my computer being like, just like functions of a computer, dude, that I haven't thought about before, just in code. When you click something, the computer has to tell it to do something, right? So yeah, I've just been getting into, thinking about ways that within a contract or within a code that I can, like, change an art piece, right? Or, like, just do different things with, like, I don't even know about it yet. I'm still, that's what I'm saying, is I'm learning about it every day. But it's crazy exciting, dude. I think that is the biggest thing for artists though in the space is, I don't know. One, the explosion of this lately is, like, there are a lot of people, and I was tweeting about this yesterday about people talking like bots and shilling, and
I saw that. Yeah, I did
see talk about their engagement and everything. And I'm kind of confused. I didn't think that people didn't know this though. Like, well, I think it's just generally though, like, but if you act like a bot, like, Twitter's probably gonna hide your things, lower them. And acting like a bot means, like, copying and pasting like things. Hey, blank, like, this is, like, when I see those, like, I don't really, I used to like them and stuff, but I don't, because I'm like, okay, if you are a human, you didn't even try, dude. No offense, I'm lazy when I text people, but you didn't even try.
Right.
If someone says something to me and I want to respond, and I'll just say nice, like, you didn't even try. All you did is copy and paste it, But it's like, if you act like that, your engagement's gonna go down. You have to engage actually genuinely, because, I mean, it's just, I feel like that's not common sense, but I just didn't know how people didn't know that. But I think, again, it's like it'll correct itself over time. There's such an influx of artists, and
yeah,
I wonder how many of them are, like, I wonder how many of them have been making art for a long time or whatever it is. And either way, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And I want there to be more people creating. But I really think that, like, for me, the, like, light bulb that went off was just when I've been like, the more I learn about things, the more I learn about things you could do and utility of, like, whether it's an art piece or whether it's, like, a project, that's what gets me excited. And that's what makes me go, like, it's like undeniability or something, It's like when people talk about OG artists, like, that will happen way quicker than you think, Like, even for me, we were talking earlier about, like, the sales I've made, like, dude, like, I didn't expect that to happen. Now it's like already been 3 months, 4 months I've been into it. And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, dude, it feels like no time. I've already almost sold all the stuff that I put out already. And, like, so, like, what's going to happen in a year? That was my original, when I got into it, I was like, dude, I have to mint that Kanye photo. That's one of my biggest things. And imagine if I minted that in 2017, right? Like imagine that if I minted that then and sold it and, you know, like built a reputation, you know, like meta collector or whatever, and like sold it to him probably, maybe, I don't know how high, because it would have been different at the time, but the fact that it was on blockchain then, right? So like, I think that's a thing. If you follow people that are OGs and big in the space and kind of move in similar ways, I think, you know, like in your own way, obviously, but like, yeah, think about scarcity. If you do open edition, think about how it's done. If you can, or if you know someone to make a smart contract, like there are so many resources out there too. And I should put some together and maybe we could post some, because there's some good ones, dude. There's some YouTubers that have some really good stuff, and like,
everybody knows about
coding, and I sit there and just follow
class. Like,
what'd you say?
Everybody knows about the zombie class, but like, I feel like there's other material out there that isn't as well known, that's just as good, if not better, for learning how to get into.
Dude, like Open Zeppelin's website has so much shit.
True.
I was just scrolling down and they have so much stuff, like just like information, you know, like, I mean, stuff that I didn't know about. And I mean, it's just, it's crazy. It's exciting, you know?
It is exciting. We actually got a question while you were talking from Mero Chicago, who said, "What up, Jake? Is it normal to pay for the NFT and it not be minted right away?" And he said, in reference to pickles. I don't know what the reference to pickles is, but is it normal to pay for the NFT and not be minted right away?
Like how like people are talking about like Yetis, when you get a Yeti and you had to wait.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know, dude, maybe, but in my opinion, I was talking about this in the Discord for Degenerate Fucks. I was like, I mean, it's normal if, I don't know how to answer the question. Like, it would be normal. It's normal maybe if they're like either lazy or are planning on rugging it, you know, but I think pickles have said they aren't, but like, you know, or another example, like, the Yetis, like people were like, "Oh, I minted my Yeti," in the background, his feet aren't even on this shit, bro. Like, you know? And so, but this is when I started thinking, and I thought of Degenerate Fucks. And then I was like, I mean, those aren't big things, dude, but like, I don't know, like the fact that you hid them for a week and then when they did come out, some of the backgrounds were kind of butchered, like that's lazy.
Right.
So that's what I think about that. That's why I posted, oh, I should make a degenerative website where you can click and get generate a white pixel. You just get a white pixel. I don't have to do anything and it's clear. You don't, but like, I don't really know. I kind of like doing art like that, but in terms of money, like I feel like, I don't know. I kind of feel like that's kind of shitty, dude. Like for you to like, I want to do that. And I see like, oh, I'm like, oh, whoa, dude. Like, I mean, Punks, right? Punks comic sells 10,000, 0.25, like now what, like profited how many millions of dollars, but that million, what that is just like a fucking, I could write a movie script and then turn it into a 5-minute short film and then fractionalize it over thousands of people where everyone can own a certain piece of it. And then once that happens, now I can fund my film, right? That's what that is. Sense, yeah. That's what's happening, right? Like Punk's comic is doing that because they're gonna start the meta heroes thing, right? That's what it is. It's right. And it's all under a branch. Like that's what it is. So like I'd say it's not normal. For me personally, I'm not doing any of that shit. Like I'm not buying something where I can't see what it is. I don't know why people are sending, I mean I do, but I don't know why people are sending me offers for dogs. Like, I mean, I get it. I do know why, but I'm not going to accept it.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to accept it. And why are you, like, I do get it. They're probably they're worth the floor of that probably, but still, like, what if you bought it and then they get minted and then you find out you have the shittiest trait dog that's worth, like, right? That's why I don't like to get those things. I do like when you go on a website, my ideal choice would be if you go on a website, log in your MetaMask, hit mint, and it mints you one of them. you don't know,
like Art Blocks or
I see it right now, like Art Blocks.
Yacht Club.
Right
it was
there.
like when you hit mint, you get it, you see
Dude,
it.
I love Art Blocks. I'll literally go on Art Blocks randomly, and if I see one, I'll just get like, you know, $100 or something.
Did you mint today's Art Blocks? I forget what it was
I
called.
missed it. Damn,
missed
dude.
it. I don't think it sold out that fast though.
Oh, really? Let's see.
I think it was super slow.
I got Dreams though. I got a good one of Dreams last week. And I got what's the other one with the shapes? Fermenti. I got one of those.
Fidenza?
No, Fermenti. It was like 2 weeks before Fidenza. Fidenza is probably one of the only
Fermenti. Yeah, dude, that's cool.
I should have got Fidenza though, because dude, this is literally my life in this shit. Okay. That's why I follow some like DeFi people too, because I'm trying to like just know a little bit more about coins, because dude, I had to stop doing that swap stuff. I didn't really lose any money, like that much money, you know, but right. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, bro. I'm buying this shit at the highest and selling it like at the lowest, because I'm a fucking noob, dude, and I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, damn, you know, like I'm just like, oh, I'll just get out of it. Like, because if I wait any longer, I'm just gonna take more of an L. But right. These, again, honestly, these weren't like fucking crazy losses, so it's whatever. But yeah, you know, it's like it's just fun.
Yeah, I forget what today's drop was, but the last I looked, it was like an hour in, only 180 had sold of like.
Did you get one?
I forget what it was called. But Fidenza was, I hovered over mint and I was like,
you should have done it. How much was it?
0.1? It was like 0.1, maybe.
Dude,
0.1.
Done it. They're going crazy right now, bro. Oh my God. All of them.
Like, and then I went on secondary the next day and I was like, maybe I buy one for like 0.5 or like 0.6. Like, it seems like they're cool. And there's going to be demand for them. And the one, I don't know what got me, but it was the fact that there's 999 of them. I was like, that's a lot, but it really isn't.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
And those are real. Like, I like them because they just look good, to be honest with you.
Really
Someone
good.
said that about Dreams. They're like, honestly, I don't think it looks that good. And I was like, you know, compared to Fidenza, to me, like, yeah, Fidenza looks really good. So
yeah, Fidenza looks absolute flames by Tyler Hobbs. I mean, just gorgeous.
All right, so should I delist my 4-tray ape? I have it for 10 ETH right now.
Let's take a look. I'm on your open.
It's like one of the lowest. Dude, it like won't show up in my OpenSea because it was minted from fuck Render's compromised wallet, dude.
Oh, wait, really?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like some of his apes, I think I have to hit up BAYC or something. You could still see it, but when I go to my page and hit BAYC, it says no items found. But when you go to 5261, I own it. You know what I mean? Like, I can accept offers, like it's mine. But I think just something, you know, because of the wallet, like
I bet you he reached out and they were like, hide everything from the wallet so he can't.
That's what I think happened. Yeah. So
yeah, we saw that with CryptoPunks when one of the wallets got stolen. Like they can't list the CryptoPunk anywhere. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I might take it down.
Yeah, I can't see it, unfortunately.
He's okay.
Unless I
he's
what number is it?
5261.
5261. Let's see if we can pull it up. It's hidden on OpenSea.
What?
Yeah. I don't think anybody can see it.
No, they can, because I've gotten offers.
Ah, interesting.
I had an offer, I had a couple. But the last offer I got was 5, but I was like, nah, dude. Literally 4-tray apes are like the floor is not 5. The floor is like 6. I was like, dude, no, it's a 4-tray regardless. It has crazy eyes though, and someone was telling me crazy eyes are like the equivalent of like stringy hair punks.
They are, yeah. No,
really?
The whole floor is like stringy eye, the dime eyes. If the eyes aren't open, like the eyes, determine the floor. That's what I've determined.
Dude, honestly, really, I think I want I don't know. I don't know which ones I like. I kind of like the guys with the grills. But those are like 18 ETH floor or some shit. Yeah, dude, I got such a shit one. I got crazy ass. Dude, stringy hair punks are the worst, bro.
I mean,
can't
when it
believe
comes to
they're
Bored
even
Apes,
close.
I minted 4 of them. I minted a cyborg, a trippy, and then like a cowboy looking one, and then the stunt one. And I sold every single one within the first like couple weeks.
Dude, I sold one. I got one for 0.2, sold it for 1 ETH, and I was like, I'm fucking it, dude.
I thought I was sick too. Like,
that was so dope.
At it, if I had held, I would have made, instead of like the 4 ETH I made, I would have made,
dude, don't
like 40 to 60 ETH probably.
Oh my god. Is that the one you kept, or did you bought that one?
So the one that I have now is from B Jiggles, who has the trippy that I had. I listed my trippy for sale, and then OpenSea, for some reason, every time I tried to delist it, it would say transaction failed. And I tried it on like 3 different computers, and like I couldn't figure it out. And he ended up buying it for like, I mean, it was stupid undervalued. And basically he was like, look, like, I don't want to give you it back, but I feel bad, so you can have another ape in my wallet. And I was like,
damn,
you know what? Like, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to reach out. He didn't have to like offer to give me an ape. Like, and that's the one thing I've noticed in the NFT space, aside, like the DeFi space is like, you have zero trust in that space. I would not trust somebody with my life in any way. I wouldn't trust somebody with anything.
Hell no.
In NFT space, I've sent like 1 ETH to somebody I've never met. I've talked, like, sent 10 messages to. I've just sent 1 ETH to them, been like, all right, send me the NFT when you get a chance. Like, they could very easily walk away with it. And it's never gone wrong for me. Like, the NFT space just seems like more of a like positive community.
Yeah, I think that's a funny thing you bring up, because I think that I tend to agree, but I also think the flip side of it is that sometimes people are like, well, I am too sometimes, but mine is based in reality. Sometimes people are like overwhelmingly positive, and I can't deal with it. I'm like, bro, no, this isn't, like, it's not, like, overwhelmingly positive isn't like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, though. Like, certain shill threat or things that are clear. I'm like, bro, nothing. This is not generating sales or whatever. Like, this is just like kind of like a body. That's why I said, like, yesterday I was saying, like, bots. Like, you got to tweet like a human, because like that shit for me personally. Like, I had this thing now a couple of years ago where I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna follow. Well, lately I've just been following, like, probably the past couple of months. Like, I'll pretty much just follow like everyone. Like, I used to not do that, but for the most part, like, if something's on my time, like, if I don't want to see some shit, I'm not gonna see it, So if I see people like doing that, I'll just mute them, or like I don't want to see it. It's just like not like pleasing. It's not. I don't want to see hashtags and the same shit. Post your art here, it'll get sold. Like, that's not how you sell a piece of art, in my opinion. And I also think that like I feel like I've probably shilled maybe to people before, but more in like a conversation, maybe like oh, like, I made this smart contract. You could just look at the ether scan, like, you check out the verify. You don't have to, not like, here's the foundation link, like just in a conversation. But I also think that is a thing. Like, I don't really like, I mean, I know I definitely reply to my own shit sometimes, but that's just really because of like algorithm shit. And I'm just trying to get people to see it again. Cause like that shit is like, once you tweet something, bro, if you I follow 3,000 something people now. I used to follow like 500. Like, when you scroll this shit now, it's like things are gone instantly. So you have to do that. But I think if you have to like try to get like persuade someone to buy a piece, like I'd rather just not say anything. Like, post it and like see what happens over time, And I think that's, I don't know. I think positivity is good, but sometimes it's overwhelmingly positive, and it's like people aren't really focused on like the things that are like really can, you know, change and impact the space and like, you know, just bigger things, man.
Totally. Well, dude, we've been going for like an hour and a half, maybe more. I have no idea. It has been a good chat so far. And I think we've covered a lot of good ground. Yeah, I think that was a good point to like kind of wrap it up on that, you know, if you're gonna interact in the community, you can't be like, hey, buy my stuff. It's got to be more of a, you know, you got to be a player in this space. You can't just
You just have to be genuine, man. And like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, I'll just like not even broadcasting your shit either, you know. It's like just like go on OpenSea, buy some people's shit. If you have some ETH, you know, like get, you know, like fucking
get your hands dirty.
Yeah, I'm about to go on Axie Infinity soon here. You know, start playing little games, like, you know, just like go around, like think of it as a fucking little metaverse, you know. Get a little fucking go on, see what's going on in crypto voxels, right? Go in Discord, like, bro, like
interact, bump
people are just
elbow, like
all on Twitter, like,
everywhere.
why isn't this sell? Oh, I don't see any sales. Oh, engagement's down. Oh, it's like, dude, like talking about sometimes the NFT thing is in waves, I feel like, and it's like, bro, you got to put out. I know I said the overwhelmingly positive thing, but you got to put out like good stuff out there, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone being like, engagement's down. What's going on? Engagement, like, just keep putting out good stuff, you know. Like, I know I tweet all the time though too, but I think it's just more like, you know, like genuine engagement and like, I don't know, man. The space is like totally gonna change too. Where we are at right now is like in a month, not where we're gonna be. Things are gonna change differently. We already talked about it. People, you know, smart contract creators, right? These people that are making them and want other art, that's gonna be a thing, right? Who knows what fucking DAOs or whatever are gonna pop up from shit like that, where it's like, 100%. Oh, yo, all of us are Manifold artists. Look at the sales that we've made from Manifold contracts. What can we do now, right?
Yep.
How can we do something with this? Like, how can we then take this and now reverse it and be like, okay, like, how can we teach people about this earlier? You know, like, because that's how things change over time, is where you then go like, okay, well, now we need to teach people about the fact that like Ethereum and Web3 like is probably going to be the new like www, you know, like that's what it's going to change. Things are going to change drastically. Still, there's going to be fucking marketplaces that we use now, all these things that they will disappear. Some of them will fall apart and disappear. No doubt about it. Maybe you know, people own the pieces, maybe, you know, I'm sure, but there will be ones that go under, whether they get bought out, whatever it is. Like, we're still so early in its infancy. And that's why I say to fucking look at the technology, even if you don't know anything about it, and try to, because that's where I'm like, bro, nothing in the thing can stop. Like, nothing will, like, if foundation goes down, I'm good, whatever. I have my own smart contract, no matter where it is just on the blockchain now. You know, like, that is the point. And for me getting into it, it was about like decentralization, you know? So like for me, going through other people is like, I'm like, dude, that doesn't make sense. I know that the money, you know, people would be like, oh, you have to, I know that, but that's the point. That's the reason I wanted to make, like, you know, do this, is to do it. I don't want an intermediary. I don't want Super Rare taking my money. I don't want Foundation taking my money. That's it, you know?
Yeah, so I think where you decide to deploy a smart contract and mint is going to be the equivalent of like who you sign to like a record label with. That's a good I didn't think about it like that. I was trying to think about a, like, you know, take NFT 42 or Nameless and Manifold and be like, oh, what are they? Yeah, you're gonna have all these bespoke, like, I know of some other people launching stuff, and I like had the conversation with them.
That's a really good point, because then like, who knows what's gonna happen from there? But I mean, there's like, because then you think about it, like, you know, the Beats piece that I am doing with them, like, I mean, that's such a cool, like, well, you think about the code then too, like, okay, now we have the code for that one, right? So now if I take that idea, I could just build further on that one.
Yep.
You know? And now each time too, on their end, like, they have these contracts for these things where we can go back in and then just further those, you know? And this is information that, like, listen, I'm sure other people know it, yeah, but like, dude, record labels certainly. I mean, historically have a hard time like putting out genuine content for people, I think.
Right.
Unless the artist is like really attached to it and knows what they're doing. But this is even more so. Like you need someone like that to navigate in the space, man, because when I would like when I'll come up with something, I'll be like, dude, I need to know how to do that. And luckily I know like Richard and Manifold and them, because that for them is like, I mean, I know it's still difficult, but it's like, you know, that is like information and knowledge that like I'm like, that's kind of like completely lost on me, really, you know.
It's
And
they're so ahead of the
mostly
game.
completely lost on a lot, like on most people, but especially when it comes to like web, we're talking like Web3 shit now too. It's like, it's not, it's like definitely going to be, I mean, there's going to be big players in it. I personally think Manifold is the best. So
You think, yeah, I would hope you would say that.
upload all the stuff though to make it like, it's like really ridiculously easy. It makes it so simple. Like I'm about to finish a piece and I'm probably just going to mint it later. And it's like, it'll be so easy for me to do, which is super cool. And it's like totally, it's like way more in depth, not in depth, but like than putting it on a foundation. It's like, I could go in, make, mess with the metadata, put, like attributes on the pieces and everything. And like, and then over time in my own contract and one of ones, like there'll be rarity within those pieces that I won't even know about. Cause I won't know like one of the pieces has 52 teeth. Like if I happen to draw 52 teeth again, I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna count. I don't remember. I'm just drawing like, so yeah. So who fucking knows, man? But it's like their shit is super tight. And yeah, dude, the space is crazy. It's like wild to see. All this
that's so
crazy
cool,
to see happen, you know?
Yeah, totally. But I think that's a good spot to end the stream on. Jake Osmun. What I can't, I'm gonna say it. I did not expect this to go like as far into the tech side of things as it did. I'm really impressed. I had a great time chatting with you. Man. We'll definitely have you back on at some point to chat about what you're doing, because you have a lot going on. We got to drink a little bit of wine. Have some fun.
This was pretty good too. Layer cake.
What did you got? So what did you get?
I got this one. Let's talk about a little bit of wine here, because I don't know anything about wine. I want to read some of my tweets though. I got some suggestions on what to say. Since it is a wine titled show, I need to drop one wine related thing here. Oh, let's find it. Oh, this is great. Someone said, am I a wine guy as well? And I think I said, not at all. This wine, though, had a nice structure, but the tannins are a bit too angular for me on this guy here, on layer cake, a bit too angular. I'm not sure when these were harvested here on the Chardonnay, but yeah. I mean, for the price, it's not bad. 19.
Right, and I suggested you go get a layer cake because
it was a good suggestion. It's a very nice wine, not very heavy, pretty light, cheap, and it's not like sugary, like cheap wines are not cheap, but like low price wines are so like sugary and give you such a headache. And it's like, oh, what do you have over there?
So this is from Gary Vaynerchuk's Wine Text service. It is a Riverbench Chardonnay. It's from Santa Maria Valley, where I don't know where the hell that is. But it's pretty good. It's like it's very flat, but not too sweet. And then it's got like hints of almost like very, very slight hints of almost like a berry to it.
Wait, so he has a wine? Does he send you people wines every month?
Yeah, no, I get wines like every day. I probably have like between.
Wait, from them?
What?
From
yeah,
that?
yeah.
They send you wines every day?
Yeah, so I get a text every day and I reply with how many cases of wine I want or bottles, So I'll get a text at noon every single day and I'll order. I mean, I've ordered anywhere from like a bottle of wine to 2 cases of wine.
Bro, I'm about to do a. Does he do it through his community number or no? Because I
can
signed up
send you
through
it.
Gary V's. Like, I get these texts all the time, but it pisses me off. I signed up for his community shit like a year and a half ago when I saw it, but all I get are fucking, hey, have a beautiful day. I'm like, dog, give me some shit, you know?
Give me some shit to buy. Like,
I mean, shit, something. Tell me I can get a VeeFriends. This is why I said, dude, I felt kind of bad. I said VeeFriends are stupid and are low effort. And his brother fucking responded to me. I was like, dude, I didn't mean low effort in terms of like the Web3 and shit. Like, you guys are murking it. They were over there working,
killing it,
asses off.
untouchable.
I'm just like, dog, you could have hit up so many people to make the art, and you got Gary drawn caterpillars, dude. And like, I get it. You put them in it's your universe, so I can't hate on you because it's V World and you're gonna make your own thing out of it. So, I get it. But I was also like, damn, dog, I feel crazy. I'm working like 3 days on this shit. And then I'm like, damn, this is a frog. This dude drew. I'm like, shit. But I get the utility of in person, and I get like how much people fuck with Gary V. And I do fuck with him too. So I really like the idea of like it being a ticket to like a social club and shit.
Right.
So I think it's cool. I think that it shouldn't expire after 5 years though. That's my only thing.
I can say this. The people who bought VeeFriends, the shit I know is coming, and the stuff that I know has been teased, and
like I need a car.
The stuff that is coming, the artwork, even though you think it's bad, it's gonna blow your fucking mind. Like, he's going hard with building that out. This
goes back to what we said earlier too about, and I tweeted about this last week about a living art thing. I said the first time I remember a living art project on the internet for me, and if it might not have been seen that way, was Life of Pablo, because I'm like, this guy's updating the songs every couple months.
True.
People aren't realizing it. No one said anything about this shit. This is crazy though. Like, that's dope. So I do like the idea of like, it's like we were saying earlier. What if I fucking right now went on OpenSea and put 10,000? These are all 2 ETH. You don't know what it is. You do know what it is. It's a picture of my dog's shit. But I own the contract, dude. So I can rug you anytime. Not rug you. I could fucking put you in a fucking mansion. I could give you give everyone an avatar now. You didn't know, you bought into something else. I'm not saying that's what VeeFriends is on that level, but I'm saying like I equate it to like ETHlings, dude. When ETHlings came out, like Beanie, Fuck Render, a lot of people are like, the art's trash. I agree. But show me another NFT project that you can go that isn't Degenerate Fucks, which isn't out yet though, so it doesn't matter. But show me another project where you can go like change your person, Yeah,
like, right now
the art doesn't matter because they literally said it. They said the art is just there. Like it's the fact that you can go buy a left auxiliary piece, right? Exactly. You can go buy this because you can change it for anything, dude. It's the same thing with VeeFriends. Like, you'll keep that original token, but now that I know you're like the people who buy my contract, like I can just go in there now and say anyone who owns this contract gets this, and then airdrop everyone a piece instantly. Like, it's not a hard thing to do. So, I mean, I don't doubt that big things are coming, but yeah, that I definitely, that was one of those that like I shit posted when I woke up, and then I fucking checked it 2 hours later and was like, fuck, dude, I got like this tweet went up and his brother responded to me, but they went in, dude. And I really think it's like, I think really what's the most like impressive is like to get a team and to put together a Web3 project that quick within the time frame and the space that we're working in right now. Because everyone wants Web3 developers. Like,
yep,
you can't just fucking, not easy to find, and they had bumps and bruises and still like came out, and it's a good thing to see. And he's the first person who not only is doing something that is like a social token, but it actually makes sense realistically. I think I'm another creator and influencer. I don't really use that word, but just artist and person who
Right, you're an
like,
artist.
I have I'll have tons of ideas that I've always had, but never had a way to do them. And blockchain is different because you can, right? You can do this. It's not like Patreon either. It's like I can be like, okay, if these 10 people own this thing, you know, like, or 10,000 people own this thing, right? But it's so much you can do with it. So it's really exciting. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's good shit. I think everyone should go learn about fucking blockchain and try some wine and fucking
hell yeah.
Yeah. Buy art from artists that haven't sold a piece yet.
Exactly. Yeah. Support everybody, build the community up.
Yes, sir. We gotta buy art. We gotta buy pieces from artists that haven't sold pieces yet.
100%. 100%.
I think I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna tweet that. I need
tweet it. Yeah.
We gotta get some.
Talked about it. And
we gotta let people know, dude. Have you sold an NFT before, right?
I have not sold an NFT before.
Right feeling, bro. It doesn't even have to be your own. Yesterday, I had like resold some shit, and I was like, "Damn, dog!"
I've resold a lot of stuff. Like it feels good to like get that sale, but I have not sold anything on my own yet.
But yeah, when you should do something soon for your YouTube or something. Make a NFT. It feels good to like.
We have some huge projects in the works right now. Potentially an art blocks project.
Dude, I'm trying to do one. I just don't know where to start really.
Yeah, I've been working on my art blocks project for like 4 months now.
Where'd you start? Where'd you go? Like I'm really into that, like visual art and shit. Like is my wheelhouse. And that's really the code thing. The smart contract is a piece of it, but to be real with you, Solidity is hard as fuck to learn.
It's
JavaScript and PS and all that shit. Like, dude, that shit's not like, I am not discounting it at all, but it's Java and like we can like it's like a sandbox. You can take other people's art block shit, go in there and fucking be like literally just paste all your own shit in there and see what happens, right?
Exactly. Yep.
So but yeah, we should connect on that because I have like, dude, the art block shit is, I think that too. I know a lot of people have been talking about it, but dude, art blocks is gonna be like a top thing, like 1000%. Over for like a long time in the space, just because of like the way it's set up and the way that there's curated, there's play, like, you know, there's like when I went on there, I was like, damn, I could just go do my own, like pretty much now. If I had the code, I could just kind of mint this shit like right now, really, you know?
Yeah, you could.
Which is like really amazing. So yeah, man, art blocks is the shit. That's like, that shit is gonna probably like completely uplift an entire like section of NFTs, in my opinion.
Yep.
Like generative art and shit will probably stem from there. And then ultimately when those are integrated with, I mean, I don't know that much about what the contract is. I'm sure it's an art blocks contract, but like imagine what if it's like a Jake, like my token that I have, my contract, but like minted with, you know, like some shit with art blocks, you know? Like some extension token that runs through our, you know, whatever it is, I don't know, a proxy or some shit, right? So it's like there's still provenance within like, now there's like, oh, like there's Jake art blocks tokens, or there's fucking, you know, dude, I don't even know the other artists on art blocks. There's so fucking many on there, but like if it would be under their own token too, you know, like yeah art blocks is the shit, dude.
Yeah, I think art blocks is right now, and there's some people that are going to disagree with me and be like, well, like people are buying the floors up, and like, you know, the projects that are going to be worth a lot are, you know, expensive already. I really don't think so. I think if you go and buy a Fidenza or a Ringer right now for like, you know, between like I don't know what the floor and Fidenzas are, but like Ringers, I think the floor is like 5. You go buy a 5 to like 8.
Dude, do you know how much a Ringer is going to be? Man, I might go through my Discord messages right now because people offered me like a Ringer for like a Meebit. I think I said no, but it was when Meebits first came out, bro.
I'm sorry, but that might have been like the stupidest thing you could have said no to.
No. I don't know if it was a Ringer though. It was like, it might have been a Ringer or another, like a big art. Like I'm not gonna discount how it was a lot, but it was also at the time I was like, dude, this is like basically 2.5 ETH was given to me what I thought That's why I'm still holding my me bit, even though it would just be free money. But it's like, dude, it was other people have paid 2.5 ETH for that. And I know people are hating on them, but like, I don't know, dude. Like that shit kind of is annoying, bro, because those are cool. I get what people say about Larva Labs is like valuation too. And then like basically like, I mean, making all that money and like, it's not like we've seen that much from me bits really, but like what they are too is like, I mean, you could just put that shit on your person in crypto voxels if you have land and walk around with your me bit. If you have a dissected me bit, I mean, I don't know how many people would actually give a shit, but it's pretty dope, dude. There's no other ones that can walk around. Like, I mean, other people can, I'm talking from them now. Like,
right.
I got Cyber H49, like the punk kit stuff of my punk. Like, he made my punk's head. Like, I have that, but it's not a Larva Labs one, right? So I don't know. I think Meebits, like, I get the hate though. They are kind of ugly and shit, but they do have like cool utility in the fact that I've literally made short films with my Meebit, dude, doing backflips and shit. Like, it's a model. You put them in, it's like, that shit is dope. Imagine if you had a model of your ape, dude.
That's coming. I know of like
Really?
4 different people working on it right now. It's
but
coming.
I feel like if Bored Ape Yacht Club put out a fish,
I think even House Akiba dropped it tonight, if I'm correct. House Akiba dropped a 3D render model of
damn, really?
Yeah. So it's crazy, man. There's a lot happening, and it's gonna only get crazier for sure. 100%.
Yeah, nuts.
But yeah, man. So dude, this was awesome. We'll certainly have you back on, and
yeah,
you know,
dude.
I've really enjoyed this. I thought we were only gonna go for like an hour.
This has been great. We've been chatting for a while. We've been chatting for a while here. This is great.
Yeah. I could have gone for like another hour even. Like this is awesome. But yeah, man, I hope everybody goes. If you don't follow Jake, it's at Jake Osmun on Twitter. Look for the purple-headed punk. He is a wealth of knowledge, really cool, dope man, and makes some really sick photography.
Yeah, if you guys want to go buy some art, some 101 shit, I'll show myself since I'm in person. You can go buy my first token for my fucking smart contract is still available, and which I think is just dope, you know. And then there's one on Foundation that's one of my photos. You can go get that too. But otherwise, you don't have to buy my art. You can do anything you want. And yeah, we'll keep trying to make the shit, dog.
Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
Sir.
Well, everybody, this was the second episode of Steak and Wine. Hope you join us next Wednesday for the 3rd episode. Guests coming soon. And we will see you next time. Awesome.